towards it. So what is today about? In some sense, this is a chip shot, right? You show up on Christmas Day, you know exactly what you're going to see. St. Joe's is one of the most beautiful churches in the Archdiocese. Here are the flowers, the music is amazing, some of our favorite readings and prayers. This one isn't hard to find. We know what we're going to see. And yet, if today means anything, it's the challenge to say, what does it look like when the flowers go away, the nativity set is packed up, and here we are, maybe in the long, dreary months of winter. Here we are at the dog days of summer. We'll all go back for this beautiful celebration into our homes. Family and friends will go back home, wherever they've traveled from. And if today means anything, how do we find the ripple, if you like, that manifestation through time and space of what today is all about? You go back to the nativity scene back at church, and a number of people I noticed were alarmed when they came in and they saw the empty crib. We bless Jesus, I promise you he's back there now. But you'll also see a number of little yellow slips of paper. It's a beautiful thing they do here at St. Joe's. And on each slip of paper, you'll see what a child has written, their prayer for the year. Now, very randomly, I just reached into the pile this morning, and the one I pulled out said, "My wish is God will be with us." My wish is God will be with us. Some kid, inspired by who knows what reason, made this his or her prayer. But that's what this is all about. We shouldn't have to wish. Though this is a perfectly good prayer, and I wish I made it more often. And if that child happens to be here this morning, I promise I'll put it back. Don't worry. But I wish God will be with us. How do we look with great intentionality to see what we celebrate this morning? Well, we need precision, right? The kind of precision that leads someone to say very intentionally and consciously, that person I meet today, maybe the person that I'm inclined just to walk by and not even notice, maybe that person I share a family with, maybe that person I see every day at work or in school, with great intentionality, as if this thing were plastered on my forehead. I want to see Christ in them. Because if what we celebrate this morning means anything, Christ is in them. By virtue of our baptism, by virtue of the sacraments we celebrate here, by virtue of the fact that this church is packed with the body of Christ. But we need precision. We need to care to want to see it, and it's so easy to forget. If that's the precision, what's the baseline of Christianity? What's that broader perspective? It's not really a perspective of a width of time. It's a breadth of experience. And there's something special about the Christmas season, because in every church all over the world, we have the ability to see that expanse of experience in one room, or at least in one church. And that expanse of experience is not something that goes from Washington State to Italy. It goes from the cross to the creche. The shadow of the cross always falls on the nativity crib, even if it's all the way out there in the Northlands. Because what we know is that not every day is filled with Christmas joy. And yet if what today is about really matters, then it means when we find ourselves at the foot of the cross, and we know that for us that day is not relegated only to Good Friday. For some of us here, even on Christmas Day, we're staring the cross in the face. For some of us here, even in the midst of all this authentic joy, there's confusion and uncertainty or doubt. And if this morning means anything, it means that Christ is with us, even in that very moment. And how do we see that presence of Christ? We need the wide baseline. We need to know that our lives extend from Christmas morning to the foot of the cross and into Easter hope. And if we ever lose sight of that, then really Christmas joy is just locked in to one day out of the year. Much easier said than done. But we are so good at finding things we're looking for when we set our minds to it. I wish I did meet this child who wrote it, because they get exactly what this morning is about. And when we go home today, we're going to find a space that's somewhere between the cross and the creche. It's going to be there in your family, in your own personal life. And when all of this is set away, it's going to be there when we go to work, when we wake up with our families. Day after day will be somewhere in that expanse from the cross to the creche. And one of the most beautiful spiritual gifts we can give to the people in our lives whom we love is simply to say, no matter where you are on that journey, God is with us. So let me help you see it. Let me help you pray in the way that's most relevant. Let me be the sounding board that you share with me, whether it's your Christmas joy or your Good Friday struggles. No matter what day of the liturgical calendar, I want to help you recognize that God is with us. And somewhere in the great boundaries of the parish of St. Joseph Church in the Archdiocese of Chicago, we have a little prophet. I hope